What is up, guys? BQ49 here. We are back on the Desolation map. Yes, we are. It's been a while. I had to take a few weeks off. I was busy. I got sick. It was a whole bunch of stuff going on. But we're back here. It's Monday, and we're back in Chinatown. I've been working on Chinatown a lot of it, and you're going to see a lot of progress here today. It's exciting, actually, guys. Chinatown is very nearly done. I'm going to be doing some finishing touches on Chinatown today. I'm not going to finish it, but I'm so close. I haven't started on the black market, and that's something that I've been really meaning to do, but I have apocalypsized, and I know I was saving the apocalypsations for last, and I wanted to see Chinatown as it was before the apocalypse, but it made more sense to, instead of just making it all nice and then apocalypsizing, I was at the stage where it's time to destroy this place. So we got a tank, we got some craters, we got some military checkpoints, we got a lot of debris, we got some dead bodies. Oh man, so most of these interiors are apocalypsized. It's actually what I'm going to finish today. I think I stopped at around here is where I last stopped. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is continue to apocalypsize. Yeah, right here. And interiors and exteriors, they're done. I have just a couple of buildings left, and then Chinatown is pretty much done, my friends. And then we complete PvP. We can do whatever, really. I'm almost feeling like I should fill chests. Oh, man, what if I filled chests? What would that be like? Oh, man, what is life? Anyway, we're in fast forward motion because today is Monday. And while I apocalypsize, I wanted to talk about something, which is the tradition here on the Desolation map on Mondays. And this is fueled by you, the community. Remember, guys, you're supposed to ask questions, put those in the comment section of this video, and then next week I'll pick one of those questions and I'll answer it to the best of my ability, and everyone will be happy. We'll discuss and we'll learn, or I don't know, maybe we won't learn. Who knows what could happen. So I need you guys to ask questions. Put those in the comment section below. If I haven't answered your question and you've asked it before, go ahead and put it again. It doesn't hurt. It shows me that you're dedicated. And speaking of dedicated, today's question, the person who asked it was very adamant that I answer this question, okay? So I'm going to do him a personal favor, and I'm going to answer this question. Even though I've talked about it in the past, I think there's some new things that we can bring to this table, and it wasn't even a creative question of the week, I don't think, so there's room to talk about this subject. So I want to thank the person who asked this question, who was, or is currently Kieran Walters. And Kieran Walters asks, what are your thoughts on phones? Do they make people not be social? Do they have a negative impact on others? Here's my opinion if you would like to read it. I think phones can be used for a lot of good and helpful things, such as using your phone to find a place on Google Maps or to call people when you can directly talk to them in person. However, I think people can become obsessive with their phones. I noticed many of the people at school will sit behind their phones instead of interacting and talking. I think phones cause people to be antisocial. For example, some people will stay at home on their phones rather than get out and socialize with a group of friends. I know talking to people on phones is still social, but I think that many people have obsession with them, and it has a negative effect on people. I notice people in school who sit on their phones for hours are always in bad moods. Anyway, I'm interested to hear your opinion. Peace, Bean. Oh, that was a mouthful. Thanks, Kieran Walters, for that excellent question. He wants to know about phones. And how to begin this answer. I want to begin this answer by going back to something I've talked about in the past, but I want to reiterate it. And that is that all things in this universe, and I do mean all things, are inherently neutral. There's nothing that is good and nothing that is bad. Everything just is, and it's all neutral. Now, the human mind likes to categorize things. It likes to put things in boxes so that things are easier to understand. And one of the boxes that we have is good or bad, right? As one of the most simplistic boxes that humans have. We'll put things in either the good box or the bad box. And then we'll, make decisions. We'll make, we'll behave according to the labels that we put onto things. But everything is neutral, my friends. Everything in this universe is neutral. And if something is negative, then that's because you have called it negative and you perceive it as negative. And that's what makes it negative. There's no other thing that makes the thing negative other than your perception of it. And the same is true of phones. I look at phones as a tool. I look at phones as something that it can be useful, but put in the wrong hands can be very destructive. I mean, let's look at a knife as an example here. A knife can help you to cut your food. It can help you to open packages. It can help you to start a fire. Knives, used properly, are very beneficial. And we kind of need them. Like, in order to prepare food, we basically need knives. Without them, how do we prepare food? We can't even eat. But put in the wrong hands, a knife becomes a deadly weapon where you can stab somebody and kill somebody. So, are knives good or are knives bad? Can you answer that question? Same could be said of a gun. Is a gun good or bad? Some people use guns for protection. Some people use guns so they don't have to use guns. Other people use guns for target practice, to train. So they're good, but other people use guns to kill, use them as weapons. And so that's bad. But, it all depends how you look at it, right? It's all in your perception. And the same is true of phones. Yes, a phone has got some very negative connotations to it. For the reasons Kieran said, it's distracting, it's taking away from the present moment, it's reducing socializing. Even if, you do socialize through the phone, it's reducing human interaction, human contact. So there's all sorts of negative things. Pokemon Go. No, all these little games and apps suck your time away. And they cause you to be less productive. So yeah, there's a negative side to phones, absolutely. But also phones, in an emergency can save your life. Phones in an emergency can find information that's crucial at that moment. You can learn things from your phone. Your phone will provide you entertainment. So it's all about how you perceive it, Kieran, and anyone listening to this, is how you perceive the phone is what it is. If you choose for a phone to be a horrible thing, then that's what it will be. If you choose to just see the negative aspects of it, then that's what it will be. You get to decide what your phone is to you. And in that extended, you get to decide what everything is to you. That's the beauty about living here on this planet at this time, is that you get to decide what things are. In a sense, your perceptions of things are creating your reality. Your perception of all the neutral things happening to you create your reality. So if you want to see phones as a negative thing, then that's what they will be. 100%. If you want to see the benefit of a phone, then there will be beneficial tools. It's as simple as that. But yeah, of course, other people are going to do what they do. And yes, we can say that other people are using the phone in a poor way and it's causing them problems in their life. Absolutely. Do I wish phones had never been invented? Absolutely. I don't think we needed phones. But that's just a personal opinion. I don't like phones, okay? I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but one of the things I hate about phones, let me get this off my chest, okay? One of the things I hate about phones is how people think that now that, everyone has a cell phone, that anyone can just talk to me whenever they feel like it, right? Oh, I feel like talking to Bean Crew, I'm going to call him up. And I have to answer it. I have to reply. If I don't reply to that person, they get upset. Right? But what makes you think that I'm on your schedule, that when you feel like contacting me, I have to stop whatever I'm doing and answer this phone? Or at the very least, I have to send a message back later, a text message, say, yeah, I got your call, whatever. I like my privacy, right? I like that, I'm doing stuff. Back when I was growing up, we didn't have cell phones. So if I didn't want to be found, I just left the house. And then no one could contact me. If you wanted to find me, you go to my play spots. You go to the playground, and that's where you're going to find me. So those days were simpler. Those days were, less convenient. Sure, and phones have brought convenience to us. But at the same time, they've brought laziness. They've brought an apathy with them. So it's hard to say, overall, which I feel is more stronger, the positives of phones or the negatives? It's hard for me to say, because I grew up in a time. I'm an older guy. I grew up in a time when we didn't have things like that. We had phone books, and you're lucky if your friend's name was in the phone book, right? And then he had to be home, and then he had to want to talk to you, right? So it's a different time, and I'm a little bit concerned about the youth. I'm not sure like what phones are going to do to their mentality as they grow older. I think, as technology progresses, I think phones are going to be more integrated into our lives. I think we're going to get to the point where there's no physical phone, where maybe there's an implant in our heads. God forbid. I hope there's no implants. I really do. But I think that's where technology is headed, where you have an implant in your body somewhere, and you get messages or you get phone communications through that. And there's no physical handheld device. And maybe there could be like a heads-up display. Maybe it like projects 3D images in front of your face. Oh, man. So there's blessings to that makes everything more convenient, but then everyone's going to be walking around with a interface in front of them. They're not going to have any interaction with people. So basically, to sum up this argument here, or to basically tie it all in, I think what's important, Kieran, and you listening to this, is that you decide for yourself how you want this tool to play a part in your life. And that's your decision. And that's something that's very important. That's something you have to consciously make a decision on. Am I going to allow my phone to be kind of a crutch? So like when I get, when I feel out of place in social situations, I can pretend to look at my phone, right? And I don't have to talk to people. Or if I'm feeling uncomfortable for whatever reason, I can just whip out my phone and just stare at it and do nothing. Or if I'm feeling lonely, I can go check my Instagram likes, and then, I can get satisfaction from that. And I don't feel so alone because some stranger liked my video. It's up to you. How are you going to allow phones and or technology and or any tools really, how are you going to use them? Are you going to allow them to affect you negatively? Or are you going to use them responsibly, just like anything else? Just like anything else, guys, it's moderation. Everything in moderation. So personally, I think it's okay to play phone games. I think it's okay to have your phone with you. Not talking about the radiation, which we should probably talk about. If we're going to be talking about phones, let's talk about the cellular radiation. Let's talk about the electromagnetic frequencies that the phones give off. It's proven that they cause cancer or tumors. So health-wise, physical health-wise, I think phones are very negative. There's no benefit that they bring physical health wise, except to like monitor your exercise maybe. So yeah, I think that aspect of phones can't be overlooked. I almost forgot about it, but you can't overlook that aspect of phones. And males who keep their phones near their pocket I think there's been studies shown that their their reproductive abilities are diminished. People who spend a lot of time with their phone next to their head have developed tumors. So the physical aspect of a phone, I think it's very hard to find a positive. I mean, they're there. I'm not really 100% sure what it is. But there's a lot of downsides physically. And I encourage you guys, very, very important here. We're living in a world where phones are just so integrated into our lives. It is very important, you guys don't realize this, to not sleep next to your phone. Please, if you're going to be going to sleep, put your phone far away from your bed. Because first of all, if you put it next to your bed, you're in bed, lying in bed, waiting to go to sleep, you're looking on your stupid phone, and then you put it down next to your head, you're going to be spending 8 hours with basically a small nuclear, it's like, it gives off radiation. It's going to be next to your head for 8 hours while you sleep. It's going to affect your dreams. It's going to affect your sleep cycle. It's going to affect your health. You're just basically inundated with the electromagnetic frequencies, and that is not good. So if you're going to have your phone next to you all day, then you better be dang sure that you don't have it next to you all night too. And I'm very serious about this, guys. It's a huge problem with people, and it's not healthy. Phones are not healthy. They give off electromagnetic frequencies, which disrupt all sorts of elements in your body. It really does. And part of this may be by design. Possibly, but that's a discussion for another video. That's a whole different can of worms. I think just in summation, just to sum it all up, use it responsibly. It's a tool, and just like a knife, you can choose to make a nice dinner for your family, or you could chop your family up into little bits, right? It depends on how you want to use this tool, and you have to set that intention. How are you going to use this tool to your advantage? And if you really think about that and you set that intention, you're going to be less likely to unconsciously abuse the phone. It's easy to get addicted to it, and most people who are addicted to things, especially technology like phones, they don't realize it. They have no idea that they're addicted to it and that they need it. They need those likes. If they don't get those likes, oh boy, right? So don't get addicted to technology. Don't get addicted to phones. It's okay to use them, but use them responsibly. Realize that they're a tool that can help you or hinder you depending on how you use it or abuse it. Just like anything else in this universe, all of which is neutral. Alright, Karen, I finally got to your question. I hope you appreciate that. I hope I answered it sufficiently. I'm pretty sure a lot of you probably agree with me. That wasn't such a controversial answer. But I'm open for discussion. If you want to talk about it, put it in the comment section below. How do you use your phone? Do you feel like you have a problem? If you do have a problem, how easy is it for you to just not check your phone? And let's talk about that. Answer those questions, and also put your own question for next week in the comment section below. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate your interaction on this series. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, if you got something out of it. Put your questions in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date on all the Desolation videos. Alright guys, thanks for watching. As always, have a great Monday. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy Minecrafting. Peace.